Hello, hello, and hello. This is your man Ernest, aka Esquire, along with my co-host,
This is Felicia.
and the Felicia she is. Here we are kicking off season 2
Season 2,
with
episode 1.
1
Yes.
with Entice Conversations.
Yes.
And we're going to get right into it. Felicia, what are we talking about today?
Oh, we are talking about restarting after a heartbreak.
Restarting what? Restarting love again after a heartbreak?
Yes, restarting love again after a heartbreak.
That's tough. Is it tough? So let's talk about that, right?
Okay.
So do some people jump
Mhm.
right in?
Right.
They jump right in. And I don't understand why they jump right in. They haven't had time to get over that previous relationship. So hurt on top of hurt, and what is the old saying goes? Hurt people hurt people.
Yes, and the best way to get over someone is to be underneath someone.
Here she go again, y'all. We started right off from the rip.
Mhm.
Say that again, Felicia.
The best way to get over someone
Uh-huh.
is to get underneath someone.
Y'all, yo. Y'all know Felicia is unfiltered.
Just yeah.
Coming hard in the beginning, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
It takes your mind off of you remember having that heartbreak and this is back when you had a landline, right?
Okay.
You would sit by the phone hoping that he would call you and just waiting. And then you pick up to dial his number, but you hang it back up because you don't want to be the first one to call. Well, when you underneath someone,
You ain't worried about that.
your attention is other places.
When we had a landline, I used to pick up my phone just to see if we had a dial tone.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
But cell phones stopped all that.
Right. Right.
Cell phone stopped all that. So you have to check to see if your bill is paid or whatever.
Right.
If you got minutes.
Yeah.
We don't have minutes no more.
No, I don't think, do they?
I think every plate is unlimited now.
Yeah. I don't think people out here buying minutes. I remember those days.
Yes, you had to buy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days.
Simple. Life was so simple.
Life was so easy then, right?
Yes.
Pagers.
All the different
phones.
ways you could page someone, like 911. Yes. Yeah. There were some other ones, but I don't remember. But yeah.
Yeah. So getting over a heartbreak and trying to put yourself back out in that dating world.
Yeah.
I've noticed, correct me if I'm wrong, women take a little longer to get over a heartbreak than men do. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
You think because most men don't have any feelings? Is that what it is?
I believe they have feelings. I just believe that they too have that same mentality that, I'm just going to get back out here, meet someone, and just keep this thing going. Women like to see if it's a possibility we can work on some things. In some cases, it depends on how many chances you've given this person.
Let's ask the Entice fam. Which one do you think? Do you think do you think men get over relationships a lot faster and easier than women, or vice versa? Hit us up in the comments down there and let us know what you think.
I'm curious to know. Yeah.
I'm curious to know too. And while you're making those comments, please, we're now on every form of social media, everywhere you can get your podcast listening on. We are there, right?
Right.
So please subscribe, comment, like, share. So, like, if you see if you see that we post a video on or our podcast or short or something like that, you see us, that we posted. On the bottom right hand corner, there's a little thing called share.
Yes.
Just click on the share.
Utilize that tool.
Just click on the share.
It's a great tool.
Yeah, just click on share. You ain't got to rewrite it all over again. Because the lovely Felicia already has done that.
Yes.
She's already put the music in the background and created the shorts and so forth and so on behind the scenes. All you got to do is hit share.
Just hit share.
Just hit share.
Do it for us because you guys, y'all love us. Right? Yes.
They do love us.
They do.
I can tell from season 1.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
That's exciting.
It is very exciting.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Getting over a heartbreak. Let's expand on that. Let's talk some more about that. How long does it normally take, Felicia? Now, I know you say get up.
I'm a bad example.
You're a bad example. Why are you a bad example? Let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I have been very quick to pick up the phone and call someone. What you doing?
Kind of like a break the glass in case of emergency kind of thing?
Yes. So I don't have a lot of gaps. Felicia loves love.
So you're fortunate then, because there are a lot of women with gaps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
There's a lot of...
I have a friend that it had to be like 10 or 12 years.
10 or 12 years? Wow.
Yeah.
Where was she going?
I would say you have to get out there and go. Like, unless you're hoping that the UPS man is going to be the one, how are you ever going to get out? And you're working from home.
Amazon person.
Yeah, Amazon. The chances of that is slim. So get out there.
When we talk about that, right? Because you're talking about getting out. Where do people go nowadays? Because the clubs really ain't like they used to be.
Right. A lot of people do the lounges and the cigar lounges. I think that's where a lot of connections
this newfangled
happen.
thing called brunch. Like everything's on brunch now.
I'm not sure what you guys are, but in Atlanta, brunch.
That thing is a vibe.
Yes.
As y'all say.
It is.
That's a whole different thing.
It is.
When did that start, though?
I don't know. It was already started when I got here. Like
it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's really popular now.
It's popular now.
Yeah.
Right. So should they go to brunch spots to find guys?
I mean, you got to be careful because they do have twerking and waffles. And, it's kind of hard to network.
She said twerking and waffles. Are you getting... Felicia, where you get that from?
That's real. So you can't... It's hard to connect.
Like that?
Yes. They out there. So
y'all be outside like that.
They got the DJ there. All they got to play is... Dun, 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 dun. That's where I'm going to stop. And up. Cutting the waffles. Oh.
My good... No. They don't play that no more.
What do they play?
Now it's the whole boots on the ground thing.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Are you gonna learn that dance?
I need to. I need to learn.
I am going to holler because I know if I know one thing's for certain and two things are for sure. You, your mama, and Adante are going to do a version of that.
She actually texted me. Like it was breaking news, though. She's like, there's this new dance out there. Me, you, and Dante got to learn it.
Miss Mildred, we calling you out.
It's been out for like 7 months now.
Miss Mildred, I'm calling you out, you and Dante, for the boots on the ground dance.
Yeah, I got to learn it so I can pop my fan so I can be ready.
I'm sure you'll be ready. But what if you don't have a fan? You just pop.
Yeah, I see them do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
But you have to have a fan.
Are you gonna learn it?
If I do, it won't be with a fan.
Please
I'm just keeping it a man. It is not going to be with no fan.
No, you're not.
No.
Why you throwing the hip?
No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that. Now, listen. Those who got the fellas who have the fans, that's your thing.
That's right.
That's your ministry.
Right.
Right.
That
I'm
is the
not doing
ministry.
I'm not doing that. That
No.
ain't happening. No.
Yeah.
No. And the hips and all that too. No.
People are starting to get tired of it.
Yeah, because they overplaying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are.
You know how your folk, you know how your folk be. They can't do things in moderation. They just gotta keep
overload. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right, back to our subject at hand.
Yes.
I know we got off a little bit, but you are out of a relationship. You've been out of a relationship for about 6 months. Where do we go? Okay, so let's say we go online and you find somebody.
Yeah.
Is that enough time for you to get 6 months? Is that enough time for you to heal? Let me put that word in it. Is that enough time to heal? And of course, it all depends on how long you were in that relationship previously.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're in that relationship previously, like that was your husband and y'all were together for 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years ago, dating was completely different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was completely different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say 6 months is a good start. You don't have to jump out there and just like, I got to find my next husband or wife. Like, just start learning how to enjoy someone's company.
How about we start with enjoying self?
Well, yes.
Right?
And
self.
Yeah, that is a word that I would have needed in the past.
Yeah, you gotta do self. Take yourself to brunch. Take
Right.
yourself to the movies. Take yourself to yoga class or mani pedis and your hair done. And so, like,
Yes.
you gotta do self. Love self.
But here's the thing.
What's the thing?
They do all of the self-love and they still end up choosing a buster. I thought that the purpose of the self-love is to know your worth.
Well, so let's stop right there.
Okay.
Let's put a pause right there.
Okay.
Know your worth. And if you know who you are, you'll know your worth.
Right.
You can't settle though. You can't settle.
That's what ends up happening.
That's exactly what ends up on both sides.
Yes. And especially at our ages, like they don't want to be lonely.
They need a warm body that badly?
Apparently so.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because, I be on social media and I'm seeing all the different posts and these guys ain't this and this guy ain't that. And da, 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 da. I'm wondering what these women are doing then.
Well, sometimes your picker's off.
Your picker is off? What is a picker?
Who you choose.
Okay. Y'all got that.
So the person
y'all might want to take notes and write that down. Your picker is
My
off.
picker has been off, so I'm talking to myself as well. But yeah, you're not taking the time to look at those qualities that are important to you. It's the physical and, how good the sex is and all of these things that can go away at some time. And what's your foundation?
You better preach. It's got to be about something.
Yes.
You gotta have a foundation to base this thing off of. Otherwise, could it be infatuation?
I think a lot of it is infatuation that people think is love. Yeah.
Do you know the difference? Entice fam, do you know the difference between infatuation and love?
I think they know definition-wise, but no, I don't.
Practical? You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
No.
We might want to look into that, especially if you got your heart broken and you're trying to come back out on the dating scene.
Yes.
You really don't want to make the same mistake again.
I think that's where these long lists come from, is after a heartbreak, you start naming all these things that he or she must have,
Like what?
Like they must make this amount of money. They must be this height. They have to drive this type of car. surface things. They have to dress well. It's great to have all of those, but the chances of having all
The
150
percentages
things
of them are very slim.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
But very
Yeah.
slim.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to, for me, after was been number 2, we'll get into that another time.
She said was been.
That's another show. However, I used to be big. He had to be fine. Oh, he had to be so fine. And after that relationship, no, I'm gonna start looking at their personality. Like, how does he make me feel? Does he make me laugh? Like,
Right.
can I trust what I tell him will stay between us and he's not gonna weaponize it?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
you preaching in season 2. You coming through in season 2.
Well,
Episode 1.
Episode 1, season 2. Let's just let that marinate for a second. Yes.
And don't forget, you can follow our podcast on all your podcast channels, whatever way you like. But please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. We love to hear your feedback. We respond pretty much immediately to most of the comments, right?
We do.
So yeah, listen, we out here now, season 2. And we're coming harder in season 2 than we did season 1.
Yes.
We might even do some background changes. What you think, Felicia?
I think that would be great.
I think that would be nice too.
Yeah.
Hey,
something.
Give it a more regal.
Yeah.
Distinct, classy.
Really gonna say, this is exactly when I picture a podcast with Felicia and Ernest. That's what I saw.
That's what you saw?
Yes. That's what they're gonna say. Y'all let us know.
Yeah. And
Stay tuned.
We are the number 1 podcast for those grown and sexy over 40. I just want y'all to know that. We are the number 1 podcast grown and sexy over 40. I just want you to know that. Number 1. And we coming hard. And we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that right.
That's right.
We're gonna keep that right.
So get comfortable.
Get comfortable. Get comfortable. Yes. So what else about getting back in the dating scene after a heartbreak?
I now at this point in my life, I think therapy is very important. And that's on both sides, fellas. So yeah, when you're taking that time to love yourself, like you were saying, talk to someone.
Where can you find therapy, though?
Everywhere. You can just go to betterhelp.com, Psychology Today. Put your insurance in. Put if you want a male or a female, the age range. It's so easy now.
Y'all hear that? Please seek some help.
Yeah, mental health is important.
And May was Mental Health Month.
Right.
So you want to you can't be of anything to anyone else if you're not right.
Right.
So please get yourself together, get your mental together, get your spiritual together, get your heart together before you go out there. Right? That's important. Cleanse yourself.
Yes.
Give yourself a total body cleanse. And I ain't talking about in the bathroom.
Right.
Well, you could do that too.
Yeah.
But give your whole change.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think that people judge based off how much time you have exited your last relationship? So if you meet someone new and they say, well, when was your last relationship? And you're like, oh, it's, 2 months ago.
Do people lie when they say that? I wonder if people actually tell the truth when that question is asked. Why are you laughing, Felicia? I wonder if people really ask that and tell the truth. When was your last relationship? Oh, you lying.
Yeah.
You lying. 6 months ago.
Yes. And I mean, is that completely cut off? Because a lot of times you dip in and out the pot after that relationship is over with.
What do you mean by dipping in and out
the pot?
Yeah.
You're still having sex with each other. That's what dipping in the pot is.
You know what? That's an excellent segue.
Yes.
Into our second episode.
Yes.
We're going to get to that in a second, but
Mhm.
that is an excellent segue into our second episode. Do we
Yeah.
actually circle back? When
Yes.
you break up with somebody, do you get back with them? We're going to come back to that.
We will. We will.
Check us out on episode 2 next
Yes.
Monday, because
Right.
that will be what we'll be discussing.
Right.
Excellent sex. Felicia is on fire today.
You're so
Start off
kind, Mr.
season
Moore.
2. She is on one.
Listen, Felicia has a lot of wisdom. She done been through some stuff.
She done been through some stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other things the fam should know about when it comes to getting back in love after a heartbreak or dating after a heartbreak?
I would say this. I see this, and this bothers me. When you already have a child and you introduce that child to someone too early, what you have to understand is that that child too is attached to this person. So when you're breaking up and you're going through your heartache, you have to keep that baby in mind as well.
Or babies.
Or babies, right. Yeah. And I know most of us probably have grown kids at this point, but for the ones that do have young ones, just hold off a little bit before you
How long should they hold off?
That's a good question.
How about y'all get to know each other first?
Yeah.
Besides the first name.
Right. Let's not start letting your child call him daddy. Y'all been knowing each other a whole 60 days.
What about taking the babies or the children on a date with you?
That's happened to me.
I didn't see that. I have seen, I don't know, maybe I'm cut from a different cloth. Because if we're going on a date and you bring your baby kids,
so
I'm going to leave you right there.
Once upon a time.
What happened, Felicia? Let's talk about this.
My son had to be at the time 3. This guy asked me on a date. I had my babysitter lined up and it fell through. So I told him I can't come because my babysitter can't make it. And he was like, well, just bring your baby with you. Now at this point, I'm in my early 20s. I'm like, oh my God. Like, did he really just like invite me and my son? Ooh. So our first date was the 3 of us. No, no, we didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese. I was fortunate to have a very quiet, chill son. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't running all over the place because he was bored. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've taken a child on a date.
He knew that up front.
And it was his invitation.
Correct.
Yes.
You didn't surprise him.
No.
You didn't people doing that? Absolutely. You didn't set up the date.
It's crazy.
Like, yeah, okay, we're going to meet here at 6:30, 7 o'clock, da-da-da-da. And he's there and waiting for her. And she come in with all 3, 4 of her children.
What would you do?
I'd get up and leave. I would leave her right there.
Yeah.
All that conversation, no. Yeah. No. There's nothing to talk about.
No?
No, I'm out.
Okay.
2 fingers.
Does it matter if it's like the 3rd or 4th date or the 5th date?
No, it does not matter.
Okay.
The only way that would go down is if she told me, hey, I can't get a babysitter and I'm not going to be able to make it.
Right.
Let me offer to feed your children.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I didn't even think about that part. Right. Yeah. You do got to feed them.
Well, you got to feed them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, you brought them. Y'all going to share this plate.
See, that's... Hey, let me get an order of fries.
Yeah.
For just one order. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but what...
And the way prices are now, and they about to go up even higher. So, okay. Now, sis, I'll holler. And I'm not having a conversation. We're not going to do a TikTok or Facebook or Instagram short talking about, no, we're not doing all that. I'm going to leave her right there.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to get
interesting
up,
you
excuse
said that.
myself, button my jacket, and walk out the door.
That's it?
Absolutely.
No reason?
But no. You know, sitting right there.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Because if the tables was turned, yeah, no.
And that's another thing. Like women, I'm sorry, are bringing their girlfriends on dates. Right. And we got to pay for them. Bruh, that's not happening.
See, listen.
I'm not paying for you and your girls.
Let me tell you something. As a female, I agree. If I say, hey girl, we going out, if you want to come, do not expect my man to pay for your food.
Not my man, my date. Because we ain't in a relationship yet.
Definitely not a date.
And then if we just dating, I'll holler. Yeah. I'm out. No, I'm serious. I'm so serious. I'm not doing that.
No.
You're not doing that.
No.
Because that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. She get loud, do all the kinds of things. But that's a setup. Right. At least let me know in advance and give me the opportunity to say yes or no.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I think we need to learn how to kind of pick up red flags if someone is kind of newly out of a relationship and it seems like they are still struggling with that past. You have to sometimes know when you need to back away and be like, you know, you need to take some time to heal.
Right.
You know, because if everything she talks about is, you know, well, my ex did this and he did that, and I remember this time and I remember that time. That's just where all the conversation is going. Right. It's no. You need to work through some stuff. Yeah.
That's yeah. Yeah. And you're not healed yet.
Right.
You're not healed yet. So take a little bit more me time, however long that is, until you're able to communicate about something else besides your ex.
Right.
I bet your ex was a great person.
Yes.
But if he was, or she was, or he was such a great person, y'all still be together. Or maybe it was just bad timing.
True.
No, it doesn't have to be that each one was bad.
Yes.
Or this one did that, or this one did that. Maybe it was just bad timing.
What about if they're talking bad about their ex? Does that make you feel some type of way?
Absolutely, because guess what? You were in that relationship with that person. So if, as you say, you need to check your picker. Yeah, you need to check your picker. Because something wrong, your picker is not calibrated.
Right.
Yeah, you got to calibrate your picker.
That's a word. Yeah.
What, calibrated? Yeah, you got to calibrate it. Fix that thing. Tune that up. Because clearly you keep picking the wrong person.
Yes. You got to do something different.
Yeah, you got to do something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put yourself in different circles.
Say that again.
Put yourself in different circles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try interracial. I don't know. I'm just saying.
It won't hurt. What is it going to hurt?
Try something else. Because what you've been doing so far ain't working.
You know? Yeah.
It's not working. But it's okay. What other tips do we have? I love the therapy part.
Yeah, that's very important.
I love the therapy part.
I think that what we've given as far as learning, taking time for yourself, learning self-love, doing some therapy, that way you can just vomit all of your feelings and there's no judgment.
Right. Well, what about your friends? Can you go to them?
Yes. So if you're not in a position to be able to afford therapy, what they do suggest is find a family member or a friend, someone that you can completely confide in, and just tell them what's going on. Because just talking about it sometimes helps.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we fall in love, we fall hard, most of us, right? So it's hard to remove those feelings.
Yeah.
When that time comes.
Right.
But we all go through it. Everybody's gone through that. Everybody's gone through the heartbreak. Everybody's got their heart broken. Everybody, but we bounce back.
Well, what do you say about someone that's in their 50s that say they've never had their heart broken before?
That's tough.
I have a lot of questions. I had a lot of questions when that was told to me.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So is it better to be loved or never loved at all?
I think it's better to be loved.
So hopefully your friend that's over 50 is tuning in and taking some of the nuggets or gems that you so eloquently dropped, right? And possibly get back on that horse again.
Right. Right.
It's a high horse, but get back on that horse again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Use your inner thighs.
Right.
Yeah,
inner thighs. Gotta clutch it.
Yeah, use your inner thighs to maneuver that horse.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah.
So we got our suggestions, right? Yeah. We're not professionals or anything like that, but Entice family, no matter where you're watching this or listening to this podcast, get into our comments and give us some suggestions on how to overcome heartbreak. Maybe they may touch on something that we didn't even think about.
I think that people would like to know, Mr. Moore, what's the longest you've taken to help work on yourself after a heart? Have your heart ever been broken? Because the people want to know.
That Felicia should be coming with it in season 2, episode 1, right out the gate. As she sips her tea. Yes, I had my heart broken before. I've had my heart broken a couple of times. When that did happen, I did a lot of self-reflecting. When I was young and immature, I would always blame the other person.
Right.
But as I got older and more mature and seasoned and wiser, okay, it happened. What could I have done better?
Yes.
What could I have done better?
Right.
Okay, well, maybe you could have done this, or maybe you could have, made this person feel a little bit more intentional, or you're serious about them. Maybe have more date nights. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I got a little comfortable. There's a myriad of reasons,
right?
Plethora of reasons why, but I take that step back and say, all right, Abe, hold on. First of all, take some time, especially around football season. Take some time, get yourself right.
Is that really taking time?
Absolutely. That's self-love when I'm watching football. Absolutely. That's self-love when I'm watching football. Absolutely.
Okay.
When I'm watching basketball, that's self-love. Yeah, that's my version of self-love.
Right. Yes.
Right?
And that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So get into a book, do some reading, do some self-evaluation.
Yes.
So that the next time you go out there, you're better than you were before. That's the goal. It's never a perfection kind of thing, but yes.
Yeah.
I would say on average 6 months to a year.
Okay.
6 months to a year.
Is that just to start dating or to get in a relationship?
I would say to start dating. 6 months to a year. And again, I have to cleanse. Or try to cleanse.
Right.
Or maybe I haven't let go of the previous. Maybe I'm still, maybe she got her claws in So maybe I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
So I got to take that time to recover and be sure that I'm recovering.
Because some people will just do the, listen, this is strictly friends with benefits. It's no attachments. I just have an itch that I need you to scratch while I get over this person.
Right.
So,
they do that.
Yeah,
they do that. Y'all do that. Y'all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Entice fam. Y'all do that. Yeah, y'all do that.
Yeah.
I know most of y'all.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But yeah, it's tough it's tough, and you need time to get over that. Go work out. Go to the gym.
Yeah, that's good things to do.
Yeah. Go for a walk.
Right.
It's a lot of things us men can do.
Yes.
To get over.
Because this is not just for the females.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Right. Yeah.
So all of those are great tips. Once again, fam, Entice family.
Yeah.
Thank you for following us in season 1. Season 2 is going to be even greater.
Yes.
As you can see, Felicia came out the box strong. She came out strong.
Listen, what did I tell you?
What did you tell me?
Sex and relationships. I'm here for it.
Unfiltered as always.
Yes.
And that's great. But season 2, we got a lot of things cooking, a lot of things we want to talk about. We might even change our set here. We'll see you out and about.
Yes.
Right? We're going to start doing some on location networking.
Yeah.
Right? See what's up with the people in the streets.
And if you guys have an event, invite us.
Absolutely.
Let us come out. Let us support.
Yeah, we love to come out and support.
Yes.
We ain't been out in a while.
Yeah.
I know I haven't. I've been ghosting for a minute.
Yeah, me too. And that's the struggle. So that we need you guys to help us out.
Yes.
Where do we need to go to meet some people? Yeah. Get to meet the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So once again, you can follow us on all your podcast medias. Everywhere where you get your podcast, you can find us. Please don't forget to subscribe.
That's right.
Like, comment, share. All you got to do is look at that little bottom button or that little arrow. Click share. Enter. That's it. And it's done. And we really appreciate all the love we got in season 1.
We do.
And we will see you next Monday.
Next Monday.
Well, we're going to get in deeper.
Get ready.
Get in deeper.
Get ready.
Thank you again, Facebook. I can say Facebook, right?
You say
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple. We're on all of them. So I want to say thank you to all of those social media sites that we're on, that you're following us on.
Yes, I agree. So keep it up, but make sure you tell your friends and family about us. Hit share. Remember, don't forget. And let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Absolutely. I really want to hear the comments about this one.
Yes.
Getting back in the dating scene after a heartbreak.
Yeah, I want to hear your stories.
Want to hear some stories about that. Maybe we might even feature some of these on our social media pages.
That would be great.
Especially if they come anonymous.
Right.
Don't be hiding. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Right. We all have been through it.
Yeah, we all been through it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so that's it. We'll see y'all next Monday at 7 o'clock on all your social media platforms.
Yes.
Thank you again.
Thank you, fam. Have a good night.